Good evening and thank you for joining us, Carly. You know, hitting is an integral part of the game of hockey, really.
It really is, and now there are some serious questions being asked, and Aaron Streck got out there and asked those questions to people involved in the game here in the border city and our region to find out whether or not they think that this is really going to impact the game in this area.
It'll be interesting to see if they do follow suit here in town.
Right.
Gerard, what are we looking forward to in the weather?
Well, we've had a lovely weekend and a gorgeous day to follow it up. Let's see what it's looking like. Sunny conditions, a few clouds around, but they're not telling the picture. 30% is that humidity, plus 15 we got there just at about 3 o'clock, and what we're looking for across the region, maybe a bit more cloud cover is happening for you guys in the Lakeland, but having said that, you got to plus 16 today at just about 3 o'clock, and at Battleford's enjoying all of the sunshine really, and sitting pretty at plus 15 there.
An early morning collision between a truck and a school bus in St. Paul sent some students to hospital. Around 8:30 a.m., a black pickup truck broadsided a school bus at the intersection of 42nd and 50th Avenue.
We responded, we located the accident as you can see behind us. We found through witness statements and just talking to everybody that was around that the truck failed to yield to the bus.
The bus was carrying students from Saddle Lake and was heading to the Glen Avon School at the time of the crash.
There were approximately 20 to 25 children on board that were headed to different schools here in St. Paul. At the time that I arrived, paramedics were helping out. We had 7 that were transported with minor injuries to St. Therese Health Centre.
Charges are pending against the driver of the truck, and the incident is still under investigation. About 60 members of a Saskatchewan healthcare union started job action today by setting up picket lines in Prince Albert. The Health Sciences Association of Saskatchewan's move follows strike action announced Sunday afternoon. The union represents about 220 workers in the Prairie North Health region, including ambulance workers and pharmacists. Prairie North officials say their priority is to ensure the safety of patients should job action take place. It's a small yellow package, but it can make a big impact. Canadian households should be filling in their census forms this week, providing information about the fabric of our country.
This snapshot that we take provides information, basic information about the people who live in Canada.
May 10th is National Census Day. Every 5 years, Canadian citizens, landed immigrants, refugee claimants, and those with work or study permits must fill out the questionnaire.
We collect basic demographic information on people living in Canada, occupation, language they've learned first at home, languages they still speak at home.
The census can be completed on paper and then mailed or filled in online. Mayor Mulligan says it's the best way to capture the growth in Lloydminster, and that information can later benefit the community.
More than 60% of the funding for the city comes externally and comes from government. We need to have the right data, the right numbers, so that we can actually get our fair share.
1 in 3 households will also be selected to complete a voluntary national household survey. Residents can contact the Census helpline for more information about the survey. Multiple sclerosis is a debilitating disease and affects millions of Canadians. This past weekend was the 4th annual MS Walk in the Lakeland, and as Clayton Brown reports, it was another huge success.
Start your engines, folks.
Over 300 residents from all over the Lakeland region took part in this year's walk, and for some, it hits real close to home.
I have a younger sister. She's 37 years old. She was diagnosed about 11 years ago with MS. She's currently living in extended care in Edmonton right now. She's can't move from the neck down. It's affected her rather quickly.
There was no shortage of support, and organizers were extremely pleased.
Every year we just are totally surprised. Every year they just come out in bigger and bigger droves, and we've got the mayors from each one of the communities getting involved now, and it's just been so supportive all across the Lakeland. It's just incredible.
We've got teams from Bonnyville, from Cold Lake, Edmonton, Calgary. People are coming in from all over. So, and it's great to have that support. It shows the communities that, you know, they do care about MS, they are involved, and they want to see a cure.
The MS Walk is a major fundraiser for both the Lakeland chapter and for national research. This year, the region broke their previous record by raising over $171,000.
This is our sole support. 50% of it stays here, and that creates supports for people all across the Lakeland, and 50% goes towards research.
With numbers like that, it gives people directly affected by MS a positive outlook for the future.
Hopefully find within my sister's time a cure for this disease because it affects so many people right here in Canada.
In St. Paul, Clayton Brown, Newcap News.
Brand new exhibit officially opened today at the Barr Colony Heritage Cultural Center.
It is my honor to declare the display now officially open.
The Gallery of History showcases artifacts which have been brought out from the Richard Larson Heritage Antique Museum that was closed several months ago due to water damage.
This exhibit is allowing us to bring out some of those really unique pieces from our antiques collection and showcase them. It's not everything all at once, but it's some of those really great pieces to highlight and to look at.
Well, it's so important that we have things changing and new things for people to see and new reason to stop. I think that's, for me, the most exciting thing is we're going to spruce up, liven up, and make it more dynamic.
Also in attendance at the ribbon cutting were representatives from Lord Cultural Resources, a company working with the city to come up with a redevelopment plan for the Barr Colony Centre. They'll be here all week long collecting as much information as possible.
We're here to do a lot of talking to people, a lot of listening, a lot of research. And we'll develop a plan that basically sets a direction for the redevelopment of the centre over the next probably couple of decades or so.
If you'd like to have your say in the future of the Barr Colony Heritage Cultural Center, a public consultation will be held on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. Well, playing hockey is hugely popular in the Midwest, and now the Catholic School Division will be offering a program. We'll have that story and more coming up after the break.